Hello everyone, Zeno here. Here to bring of part 10 of What If Jaune and his team become Spartan. Link down description of the fanfiction of this What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this is not a scam. Chapter 19. It's been a few days after the attack at the White Fang base and after their talks with Sienna, they created a UNSC base in the lands of Menagerie. They were able to provide resources for the people of Menagerie and protection from the Grimm as they have been eliminating all the Grimm in the Menagerie. They have placed a Paris-class heavy frigate to protect the kingdom from Atlas as word will get out of this soon and no doubt they would send Atlas forces to deal with them. Both Jaune and Ren speculate that Jacques will do something about this since they have been raiding multiple SDC mines and disrupting convoys of dust being brought to Atlas. But they already know that Atlas is not a threat to them. With the swords of Sangelios on their side there's no chance that Atlas will win this battle. Right now, they have another problem at hand and it involves a certain bandit tribe in Mistral. UNSC base, Menagerie. In the newly constructed base in Menagerie, RWBY Bronwyn was called to the command center by Jaune, as RWBY enters the room and stands in attention. RWBY, you need me boss. Jaune, that we do RWBY, and it involves you going to Mistral. RWBY has a feeling about why she is being sent there as from what her father said, she knows exactly who she has to find. RWBY, and does it involve a certain bandit tribe that belongs to my aunt? Jaune, yes it does. Reports from UNSC Scout have reported that the tribe is raiding multiple villages all over Anima. They got the jump on our forces when we were saving a couple of villagers and were dealt with swiftly. RWBY, and do we have a location on their next target? Jaune, yes we do. As Jaune displays a map of Xian, a village in Anima. Jaune, we contacted the local village heads and they reported sightings of the Bronwyn tribe heading their way there. We want you to intercept them and have those bandits lead you back to their main base. RWBY, and what about their leader, is it a kill or capture order on her? Jaune, for now capture RWBY. Raven Bronwyn is a dangerous woman and just like Cinderfall we don't know if it's best to keep her. RWBY, she won't do anything Jaune, knowing what my father told me, Raven would just beg my father to let her out and to strike a deal with Ozpin. Trust me, I know her very well. Best chance if she runs, she'll head to my uncle's home back in Patch. Jaune, and you are certain she will head there as a means of escape? RWBY, yes I am, there is no way Raven would come crawling back to Yang. Uncle Tai is the one place she will go. Jaune, alright then, take a battalion and head over to Xian. You will also be joined the elites as well. RWBY, understood Jaune. RWBY salutes Jaune and heads out to the hangar bay where she is met with her elite partner, Kakan, Vradim. Kakan, our RWBY Rose, it has been a while since we last saw each other. RWBY, indeed Kakan, how are you and your elites been doing? We've been very busy the last couple of days. Kakan, Fel has been working with your leader, Jaune in making sure the Forerunner structures are out of Covenant hands as well as those other factions you have spoke about. We've just received report that they found this location and are planning to invade and retrieve what artifacts or technology that Forerunner structure has. RWBY, so you guys have been busy as well, huh? Same goes for us, after we foiled a plot against Beacon. Jaune and his team are working hard to find the Queen's other agents, with the White Fang gone and only remnants of them remaining. The only problem we have is Atlas. Kakan, indeed, and remember this RWBY. The swords of Sangelios will aid you if Atlas ever attacks. RWBY, of course, it is going to be a slaughter anyway. Kakan, so what is our mission? Fel informed me we are heading to village called Xian in the kingdom of Mistral. RWBY, we just need to protect the village and make sure bandits don't raid the place. Once we're done, I'm tasked with hunting down their leader, Raven Bronwyn. Kakan, I see, if you ever need assistance I will give you aid. RWBY, don't worry about it, I have to do this alone. Kakan nods as both of them split off and head to their respective ships as the Paris-class heavy frigate named the UNSC Crescent Rose and CCS battlecruiser leave Menagerie and head for Xian. Xian, Mistral. The UNSC and Sangelios have arrived in Xian as the Pelicans and Phantoms make their landing in the village. Village head, so you must be the UNSC they spoke about. RWBY, yes we are, and you are the head of this village. Village head, yes I am. RWBY, Good, then I want you to head over to one of my men and they'll escort you to someplace safe while we deal with the bandit problem. Can't have any of you get caught in the crossfire." The village head nods as RWBY commands a group of Marines to assist them in evacuating the village while she heads to Kaken and discuss the plan of attack. Kaken. RWBY, we have scouted the area and found major key points for an ambush. RWBY. Good, with this we can get the jump on these bandits. They won't know what hit them. Kaken. Set up your elites for an ambush. I'll have my Marines and ODSTs be the bulk of the attack while you sneak up behind them. Usually their force isn't that large, but we need to make sure one of them runs off back to their base. Kaken. I understand, I'll get the elites ready. Kaken leaves to go to his elites as RWBY commands her men to get into position as they wait for the bandits' arrival. Time skip. The bandits finally arrived in Xi'an as they start making their way towards the center of the village. Bandit 1. It's quiet, you think the villagers booked it. Bandit 2. Doesn't matter, as long as there are supplies we need it should be fine. Unbeknownst to the Marines and ODSTs are inside the house waiting for the command as they watch the bandits' movements. One of them goes inside one of the houses but was silenced when two ODSTs grabbed them and stabbed them by the neck. RWBY sees them enter the main area of the village as she gives out the signal, by shooting her sniper rifle at the bandit. Bandit 1. What the hell? Bandit 2. What was that? Bandit 3. It's an ambush. RWBY. All units, you are clear to engage. As the Marines and ODSTs got out of their hiding spots and eliminate the bandits in the area, due to their weapons the bandits didn't stand a chance against them. Bandit. Quick, let's get out of here. The remaining bandits ran straight for the exit but were intercepted when Kaken and his squad of elites decloaked and stabbed them with their energy swords. One elite was about to kill one bandit but Kaken stopped him. Kaken. No, leave them. They'll lead us back to their base. RWBY approaches Kaken. RWBY. Did one of them run off? Kaken. Yes they did. RWBY. Good, we'll have one of our ships track their movements. Stay here and secure the area, I'll be back. RWBY then walks to one of the mongoose and gets on, but was stopped by Kaken. Kaken. RWBY, I have a weapon for you to use, no doubt you will use this well. As Kaken gave RWBY a plasma cannon. RWBY. Thanks, I'll make sure to put this to good use. RWBY places the plasma cannon in the back of the mongoose. As she drives out of the village and follows the bandit. On her way to find the location of the Bronwyn tribe, RWBY focuses on the tracks left by the runaway bandit. With this she follows his movements and pinpoints where the base would most likely be. And she was right as she was able to catch sight of the bandit who is panting by the trees due to him running as fast as she can. She stops the mongoose and began to make her move. The bandit is catching his breath as he looks around to make sure he isn't followed and was about to head off but was intercepted when RWBY grabbed him and threw him to the ground. She moves closer and aims her pistol at him. RWBY. If you want to live, pinpoint the location of your base in this map. As RWBY shows the bandit a map of Anima, she pushes the barrel of the pistol in the bandit's face as he pinpoints the location of the tribe by pointing at it. RWBY. You better make sure you aren't lying to me. RWBY shoots the bandit in the leg. Bandit. Arg. I'm telling the truth, that's where our base is. Just please let me go. RWBY. Of course. As RWBY shoots the bandit in the head then holsters her pistol and looks at the map as she makes her ways back to the mongoose. Time skip. Turns out the information was right. RWBY was situated in an area that overlooks the tribe. She surveys the area to see what she is up against. So far with the amount of bandits inside the base, she concluded that she can easily take them out, but her main concern is Raven trying to escape, so she has some other ideas in mind. RWBY. Command, this is Juniper 5 requesting bombing run on my location. Danger close. Jaune. Are you sure about this, RWBY? You might risk killing Raven if we do this. RWBY. Just send it. Jaune. Understood, contacting the UNSC Crescent Rose. RWBY patiently waits for the bombers as she continues observing the area and looking for Raven. RWBY activates her enhanced motion tracking and began marking Raven's location. RWBY hears the sound of an aircraft heading her way as she looks up and sees the B-65 suborbital long-range bombers. UNSC pilot. Short's words are inbound, preparing for bombing run. RWBY sees the Short's words making their way to the tribe as she grabs her weapons and moves out. UNSC pilot. Bombs away. RWBY looks back and sees TBE Short's words drop the bombs at the tribe as multiple explosions happen. As the bandits in the Bronwyn tribe start scrambling, Raven in the other hand pushes off some debris and helps Vernal up. Vernal, what was that, Raven? Do you think it was Atlas? Raven, no, this must have been the unknown group I've been hearing about. Grab what's left of the tribe and let's get out of here before. All of a sudden they hear gunshots as RWBY sprints towards their base and uses the assault rifle to gun all the bandits down. Some try to charge after her as she holstered the assault rifle and brought out the plasma cannon and tear them to shreds. Raven, what are you all doing? Deal with them. The bandits all charged at RWBY, while she prepares 2 knives and gets into a stance. RWBY, thanks for letting me borrow the speed enhancement Pyrrha, this will be fun. As RWBY uses the speed enhancement and sprints towards the bandits and delivers stabs and slashes, she was so fast that the bandits couldn't get a hit on her. Bandit, she's too fast. We need to. Bandit, let's get out of here. RWBY then shoots the remaining bandits with her pistol as she makes her way to Raven. As they had a stare down. Raven, so they sent you to deal with me, huh? RWBY doesn't answer but stares at her as she activates her overshield and brings out 2 energy swords. Raven, so be it, I'll make sure you come back to your base as a corpse. As Raven charges at RWBY with her weapon as she blocks and parries her attacks using the overshield. Blanchette, RWBY, shields are at 90%. Be advised, you have another hostile behind you. RWBY continues blocking Raven's attacks as she was able to find an opening and stabbed her in the leg with the energy sword. Raven, arg, damn you. Raven then activates her maiden powers and fires at RWBY. As she takes the hits. Blanchette, the overshield should give you enough time to get to her. So make it fast, RWBY. RWBY, copy that. RWBY then starts sprinting towards Raven as she continues firing projectiles at her. RWBY then sees Vernal heading towards her as RWBY slides towards the floor and brings out her pistol, then proceeds to shoot Vernal in the legs as she collapses to the floor. After that, RWBY began firing shots at Raven as she blocks it, giving RWBY a chance to throw a knife at her leg as it hits her. Raven, arg. RWBY took this opportunity and sped towards her. She tackles her to the ground and begins punching her face repeatedly. Vernal tries to help despite her injury but RWBY just shoots her in the face, killing her. Raven had enough of this and used the maiden powers and blasted RWBY away. RWBY, Blanchette status on the shields. Blanchette, shields are at 83%. That blast disabled the overshield and would need to recharge. RWBY, doesn't matter, I'll make do with what I have. As RWBY prepares a grenade in her DMR. Raven, I'm impressed you were able to make me use my special power. But, no one will know. RWBY, huh, oh, really now? Cause I'm sure I'll be leaving this place with you in the ground dead. Raven, really now? I thought your leaders would want you to bring me in alive. RWBY, they do, but they didn't mention how and they picked me for this job cause I have a score to settle and it starts with you, Raven. RWBY then started firing her DMR at Raven as she flies around and dodges it, but RWBY already pinpoints her movement as she fires Raven in the stomach area as she comes crashing to the ground. She then sprints towards Raven as she brings out her sword and tries to push RWBY back but she countered by throwing a grenade under Raven. She moves back as Raven was sent flying to the ground. She weakly gets up as that blast was able to break her aura. She sees RWBY approaching her and was about to turn into a bird and escape but RWBY brings out her pistol and continuously fire at her left leg until it comes off. Raven, AAAARRRGGGHHHH. Raven screams in pain because of her lost leg but RWBY decided to make sure she doesn't escape by shooting at her right leg. Raven, damn you. Damn you. RWBY, don't worry Raven, I'm not going to kill you. Even if I hate Yang it would make her sad that she never knew the real reason why you left her. Raven, who are you? RWBY, I'm sad you didn't recognize me Aunt Raven, after all I'm the daughter of your drunk of a brother, Kiro. RWBY removes her helmet and reveals herself to Raven. As Raven was shocked by all of this. Raven, why you knew all along. RWBY began doing first aid to Raven's legs to prevent her from bleeding out. RWBY, I only did once Yang abandoned me. I was shocked that my father nor Uncle Tai told me about this. But I've accepted what he told me and just moved on. I still have my complaints and with him, but I just decided to ignore it. Raven, well, what are you going to do with me? Are you going to take me to Ozpin? RWBY, why on would we do that? Raven, never mind, it's best you don't know about it. RWBY looks at Raven and wonders what she is talking about. It could be about that Salem person, that John and Pyrrha told her about, especially the silver eyes. RWBY, anyways, I'll call a pelican in and tell them to pick us up. RWBY then contacted the UNSC Crescent Rose. RWBY, command, this is Juniper 5 requesting a pelican on my location. UNSC command, copy that Juniper 5, pelicans are on their way. RWBY ends the call as she looks towards Raven, who is still in the ground. She wonders what will happen once Yang will get wind of this. No doubt another fight will happen. But she just has to deal with it. Curse her and her bad luck. Chapter 20. It's been a couple of hours since RWBY came back with a battered and injured Raven. To be honest, John expected RWBY to go overboard, but he didn't expect she would go this much. Pyrrha and Ren also had the same thought. But Nora on the other hand gave RWBY a thumbs up and commented that she was proud of her. John and Pyrrha were contemplating on giving Nora therapy. Funny enough, even Adam agreed with them, and he was supposed to be the crazy psychopath. Right now John is with Pyrrha in the command center as they are having a meeting with their Sangheili allies. John, so is there any confirmation yet? Fel, no, John, but the Arbiter informed us that July, Mdama's Covenant have left the planet of Requiem. We have already sent our ships to scout out the sectors close to Remnant. I will join them as well. Pyrrha, we need to make sure that they don't find this Forerunner facility or else there will be trouble. VYT, indeed, Kosin and I will report back to all of you if we discovered anything of interest. John, as for us, we'll remain here and keep guard of the planet. We placed the Infinity-class supercarrier somewhere the Covenant won't see it. Wanted to give them a little surprise when they think they have the advantage. Fel, and how goes the situation regarding this SDC you spoke about to me? John, well, in one of the SDC mines, Ren is getting a knife that is lodged in a SDC guard's face as he looks and sees multiple dead bodies everywhere due to his handiwork. He began walking out and brings out a detonator and presses it as the entire mine explodes. John, by this point in time, the majority of the SDC mines have been destroyed and the SDC won't be getting more profit after this. VYT, but isn't dust the most important fuel source in all of Remnant? With that gone, it may cause some problems with the supplies. Pyrrha, dust does not concern us. After all, the city we built in the Dragon Continent doesn't need dust at all. We used different methods that are better than what Remnant has. We need to teach them not to rely on dust. If they keep relying on it, then they'll never advance when it comes to technology. John, and at some point Remnant will be part of UNSC territory, so we'll implement the new changes whether they like it or not. Fel, very well, then I will take my leave. John. With the Arbiter dealing with the last remnants of the Covenant, we need to scour the galaxy to hunt down every last one of them. John, good luck. We'll make sure to hold down the fort, and with the Infinity by our side it will be a piece of cake. Pyrrha, see you around. VYT, and good luck. VYT, to you as well. Pyrrha. They end the call as John looks out the window of the command center. John, with Raven Bronwyn captured and majority of the SDC's mines gone, word of this will get out. Pyrrha, the Mistral Council will be thrilled that we captured Raven and will most definitely allow us entry to Mistral and set up operations. Atlas on the other hand. John, won't take it well that the mines are being destroyed and will no doubt send soldiers to deal with us, but I know one Spartan team is enough to get the job done. Pyrrha, yup, and with the White Fang gone, the main problem is just dealing with the rest of Salem's agents and Atlas. John, speaking of which, what's Ren's status right now? Pyrrha, he said he's heading back to base, but we all know where he's really going. In the outskirts of Mistral, Ren decided to drive to an all too familiar place. Ren, home. Ren gets out of the Warthog and equips himself with an battle rifle, a sniper rifle, and 2 magnums. He is also equipped with an armor enhancement, active camouflage, and a few other ones. As he cloaks himself and began walking around the village of Kuroyuri, he continued walking until he reaches the center area of the village, where Ren sees the tower. His AI, Mulan, began informing him of the situation. Mulan, Motion detectors reported Grimm are nearby, time to start the show. Ren equips the Magnum and began to fire 3 shots up towards the sky, alerting the Grimm to his presence. He readies his battle rifle and sees the Grimm making their way to him. He can see they are all Beowulfs. Ren cracks his neck and brings out his battle rifle and began getting to work. He used another armor enhancement, speed boost, and dashes towards the Beowulfs and began firing 3-round bursts at their heads as they disintegrate. He jumps and delivers a flying kick towards the Beowulf, sending it back to a group of them. He threw a grenade, causing all of the Grimm to be caught in an explosion. He yet again dashes and tackles a few of the Grimm, sending them flying. Ren began bashing them with the battle rifle and shooting them in the head with the Magnum. He ran straight towards a Beowulf and jumps into the air, landing on the Beowulf. He grabbed his knife and stabs it in the eye as the Beowulf screams in pain. The Beowulf started jumping wildly due to the pain as Ren grabbed another knife and stabbed it in the head, killing it. A loud roar can be heard as Ren turns to it. He comes face to face with a Burringle. The Burringle roars and charges at Ren alongside a few more Beowulfs. Ren runs straight at them and uses the battle rifle to take the Beowulfs out. Once the Burringle delivers an attack by smashing its fist on the ground, Ren took advantage of this and leapt towards their hand and ran straight to its head. Once he gets close, Ren, say, ah. Ren places a grenade on the Burringle's mouth and jumps back to the ground. He gave one glance at the Grimm as their head explodes. Ren, this is all too easy. But all of a sudden, something came rushing towards Ren. He quickly blocks their attack using his 2 special kukri knives. Tyrion, well, look what we have here. Ren, Tyrion Kalos. Ren kicks Tyrion away as he can hear Tyrion's weapon scrape through the ground. He readies his kukri knives as Tyrion had a maniacal life. Ren, sighs, why him of all people? Nora would have loved to deal with him. Both Ren and Tyrion charged at each other as a duel began. Tyrion does flips and jumps using his weapon as Ren parries all of his attacks. They continue fighting it out as Ren delivers slashes using his knives when he finds an opening. He continues doing this as he parries and then counters, then slashes Tyrion. Tyrion went in for a strike as Ren blocks with both his knives. He delivers a kick towards Tyrion's leg, staggering him a bit. Ren slashes Tyrion in the side of his stomach and delivers a jump kick, sending him flying. Ren quickly rushes to the warthog as Tyrion stupidly follows him. Once Ren reaches the warthog, he grabs something and gets it ready. He sees Tyrion sprinting towards him and aims his weapon. Tyrion jumps in the air and was about to deliver a strike using his scorpion tail, and then Ren fires the sticky detonator as the explosive hits Tyrion's tail. Ren, gotcha. Before Tyrion realizes what is going, the explosive explodes and sends Tyrion crashing to the ground. Tyrion weakly gets up from the crash and looks at his tail, and it's blown to bits. He is angered by this and was about to attack Ren but was met with a warthog to the face. Ren drives the warthog straight towards Tyrion as he got stuck at the front of the warthog and tries to climb to Ren, but Ren sees this and crashes the warthog at a wall of a house, crushing Tyrion as he's sandwiched between the two of them. Ren gets off the warthog and approaches Tyrion. Tyrion, oh look at me, all trapped and can't get out. What are you going to do now, soldier boy? Kill me? Ren, no, I have other uses for you. Ren grabs Tyrion and removes the warthog away from him as he began carrying Tyrion to one of the destroyed houses. Ren, guess, I'll take a page out of Nora's book. Tyrion, hey, what are you doing? Ren, this. Ren threw Tyrion at a broken wood piece that belongs to a roof of one of the houses as he got impaled by the wood piece in the chest. Tyrion, AAAAHHHHHHHHGGGGHHHHH. You psychopath. Ren, says the crazy serial killer. He watches as Tyrion screams in pain. Aura won't be able to heal that. You question why Ren would do this. Well, Ren doesn't need info from Tyrion. After all, Salem would no doubt send her agents after them, and why waste resources looking for them if they're just going to come to you? But Ren has another reason for doing this. Ren, there you are. Ren turns around as he came face to face with the Nuclevi. Ren used the negativity to lead the Nuclevi to them. The Nuclevi roars and began to stretch its arm out as it head towards Ren, but he countered this by bringing out the shotgun and shooting its arm off. As the Nuclevi screams in pain, Ren starts sprinting to the Nuclevi as the Nuclevi uses its other arm to grab Ren, but he shoots his shotgun, blowing the hand into pieces. Ren discarded the shotgun and brought out the dual magnums and blasted the Nuclevi's legs as it falls to the ground. He slowly walks towards it and brought out his sniper rifle and fires shots at the Nuclevi as it screams in pain. Ren, this is for my parents. Ren shoots the horse as its head blows to pieces. Ren, and this is for me. The Nuclevi was met with a foot towards its face as Ren stomps its mouth and aims the barrel of the sniper in its face and fires. Bam! The Nuclevi starts to disintegrate as Ren takes a breather. Ren, maybe RWBY is right when she says that the entirety of Juniper team are psychopaths, or is it only Nora? Ren began walking back to Tyrion as he began laughing. Tyrion, so now that show is down, what are you going to do to me? Interrogate me. Huh, I won't give you anything if that's what you're thinking. Ren, oh, I already knew that, I just needed you to lure the Nuclevi out so I can take that thing out. Plus, we don't need anything from you, we can use Salem's other agents for that, and judging by the way you talk about Salem, you sound like a devout follower of hers. As Ren brings his magnum out. Ren, and to be honest, I already had enough of these religious cults anyway. Tyrion, wait. Bam. Ren holsters his magnum and heads back to the Warthog when Jaune contacts him. Jaune, Ren, what's your status? We need you back at HQ as soon as possible. Ren, why Jaune? What happened? Jaune, well, as Jaune looks at the video feed from Remnant Space. Jaune, the Covenant have arrived on Remnant. And this the end of part 10 of this What If. I hope you guys like it. Don't really leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel.